Hello, today we are going to discuss polyhedrons and classifying solids. As we see here, we have the solid is bounded by polygons. These polygons are called faces that enclose a single section of space. The plural of polyhedron is polyhedra. When we're looking at polyhedrons, we have edges and vertex. A line segment formed by the intersection of two faces is the edge. And a polyhedron vertex is a point where three or more edges meet. Regular polyhedrons are where all the faces are congruent, regular polygons. As a refresher, a regular polygon is a polygon in where all the sides and all the edges are congruent. We also have a prism. A prism is a polyhedron with parallel congruent faces called bases that lie in parallel planes. The outer faces are called lateral faces that are polygons formed by connecting the corresponding vertices of the bases. The segments connecting these vertices are lateral edges. To name a prism, you use the shape of the base. So if you look to the right, we have a pentagonal prism. The two parallel faces are pentagons, which is why we call it a pentagonal prism. And then you see here, I've shaded the lateral face and a lateral edge. So we have 5 lateral faces and 5 lateral edges in the pentagonal prism. Pyramid. A pyramid is a polyhedron in which the base is a polygon and the lateral faces are triangles with a common vertex. We call that common vertex the apex of the pyramid. To name the pyramid, you use the shape of the base. So looking to the right, I have a pyramid, and we're going to look at the shape of the base, and the shape of my base is a rectangle, so we have a rectangular pyramid. That picture has also labeled the lateral edges, the base edges, and the lateral faces. So we're going to start looking at some examples. Down below it says to tell whether the solid's a polyhedron. If it is a polyhedron, we are going to name it. Looking at the left, we have what looks like a prism. We have 2 parallel faces, and it's a rectangle as our shape of our base. So we will call that a rectangular prism. Looking at the next shape, we have a polygonal base. We have some lateral faces, and all those lateral faces are triangles that meet at a common point. Therefore, we have a pyramid. To name that pyramid, we're going to look at the shape of the base, which is a hexagon. So we are going to call that a hexagonal pyramid. Now look at this last example. I have a circle, and I have a common point, but what I do not have is all those lateral faces, those lateral edges. That is not going to be a polyhedron. However, we do know that it's called a cone. If you cut a polyhedron along the edges until it is laid out flat, it would create a net. So if you look back over here, I've already labeled some faces of this picture. So we had a pyramid, and they've laid it out flat. And on that pyramid, I have 5 faces, and I went ahead and numbered those 5 faces. Now we need to determine the edges. This can be done in one of 2 ways. You can look at the 3-dimensional figure and kind of think what all you would see. So you have the common point, and it comes down at 4 spots, and then the base has 4 edges. Or you can do what I did on here, and I've kind of outlined the edges I had. So each of those red spots is one common edge in the corners, because when I fold that figure back up, that net, that's where that one edge is touching each other. And then what I've done in purple as my other 4 edges to get a total of 8 edges. Then we need to discuss vertices, so you're going to look at all those common points. So I have that top, my apex, the vertex of my pyramid, that is 1 vertice. Then we have our 4 corners, our 4 vertices at our base, so we have a total of 5 vertices. So go ahead and take a chance to pause the video and look at the next problem and try it on your own. Suggestions: number the faces, mark the edges, put dots on the vertices. what you should have, if you are returning, is 8 faces. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to that middle of that net and 2 on top. 12 edges and 6 vertices total. Alright, moving on. We now have cross sections. It is the intersection of a plane slicing through a solid. So if you look at that example on the right, we have a plane intersecting a pyramid, and where the shaded purple is our cross section. So what we're going to do is describe the shape formed by the intersection of the plane and the cube. On the far left in first example, I have a cube and my plane's going right through it, almost as if it's parallel. It's parallel to our 2 other bases. In that case, our intersection is a square. Looking at our next example, you see that the plane is slicing through our cube at a diagonal. In that example, our intersection is a rectangle. And then you see on the very far right, this one has been, the plane's kind of coming in at an angle, but it's not fully going to the other side. It's just cutting off a corner of our box. And what you should be able to tell is that our cross section is a trapezoid. And our final topic for today's notes is solids of revolution. A solid revolution is a solid obtained by rotating a plane figure in space about an axis. So what you kind of actually see below, we have 3 pictures of plane figures and then a line, which will be our axis. So we're going to rotate those 3 figures about that axis, and we're going to match it with one of those 3 figures below. So I'm actually going to look at that one in the middle first, because that's kind of our odd one out. And you should be able to notice that it comes out, has a point, and it should match up with our top shape. Now, what you should also see is that it already showed the answer for our last one. Pay close attention. I have a line and I have a solid, but the solid's not touching my line. So if I was to rotate that figure about that point, about that line, I apologize, we're actually going to have a gap. We're not going to have a closed figure, which is why that far right answer matches with our middle figure. So kind of think of like a toilet paper roll. I have all the outer edge, but I have a hole in the center. And finally, one of the more easier ones is if we have a rectangle. If we have a rectangle that we rotate around an axis, it's going to create that cylinder. I hope you guys understood all these notes. Today, as a refresher, we covered what a polyhedron is, difference between prisms and pyramids, and we also discussed cross sections and solids of revolutions.